Alright, CVT lesson for Jim. This is Journey with Faithfully. I mean, goosebump song, right? With one of the best guitar players rock will ever know, 𝐂𝐒𝐒𝐿. You told me why you wanted to do this. You have a keyboard player you're working with, so the guitar is intermittent, especially on the beginning part of the song. You want to tune standard, by the way. But I did want to give you the basic keyboard chords for section 1, at least, which is just the intro. It's pretty much variations of that throughout, but once section 2 kicks in, you'll see the intermittent little pieces that Neil is doing, bringing it in. I do have a basic EQ setting and the effects, primary effects or reverb and delay. It's 4 pages of tabs, and let's jump in. So the basic chord outline, like once again, this is the keyboard chords right here. It's B major, G sharp minor, F sharp major, and E major. So the chords here, let me get a little better angle. The chords here are 7, 9, 9, 8. That's on the top 4 strings. If you know bar chords, you're familiar with this. This is the most common one. 1st, 3rd, 4th, and 2nd finger. And that's all notated in your tabs too. So you'd have, maybe check them individually. So you're gonna, if you want to noodle through on the keyboard intro, you'll have the chords. And I gave you a few of the little melody notes that the keyboard player does, Jonathan King. So after the B major, you're going to go to G sharp minor, just bar the 4th fret, everything, and go 3rd finger 6A, pinky 6D. It's the top 4 strings. If you hit them all, it's fine. But I'm thinking if you were to just strum them, let it ring over it, might sound good as a 4 string. So 4, 6, 6, 4. That's why you need to bar it, because we have to catch the 4 off the G. So index, 3rd, 4th, index. Then take that whole chord shape, move it back a whole step. Remember, that's 2 frets, but we're going to make it a major chord now. So just take your middle finger, go to 3G. So we have 2, 4, 4, 3. This is the same as the B major, just different frets. So we have, and then E major. I think you know this one already. Open, 2, 2, 1. Strum those 4, and then go 1st fret G. You're already there. 3rd fret G, and an open B. So, okay, then the verse kicks in, alright? At 18 seconds, the first thing you'll hear on the guitar, and there's a lot of these, there's volume swells. You want to have your volume, it doesn't have to be off per se, but just maybe on about 2 or 3. They make pedals that do this as well. Fret 7 on the B, pick that, and then with your pinky, you want to raise the volume. Turn it down more. Actually, I'm going to turn it off. Vibrato. Okay, then at 26 seconds, some more of this stuff. Fret 4 on the B string. Still, it's got a volume swell with vibrato. Okay, and then 4th fret G, slide to 6. Once you get there, do 2 half-step bend releases. Half-step meaning 1 fret. Half-step would be, they're in there, it's in there quick. And then slide back to 4. Then at 52 seconds, we have a pre-bend release. Fret 12 on the B string, and that'll be a whole step. If it's not notated, it just means whole step. There's our whole step marker. 11G, bend release, it's a whole step. So we have fret 8 on the G, volume swell, and vibrato. Okay, at a minute in, you're going to go 4G with your first finger, slide to 6. And then go 8-4 on the G, and that'll be third and first finger. So that sounds like this. And the last part there was 4D, slide to 6, slide back to 4. Make sure you're only picking the F sharp, which is that 4th fret. So we have. Wait, try it again. Alright, and then section 3 comes in. This is a minute 25 to a minute and 39 in the song, and it goes. Really the hook, one of the goosebump parts of this song. So let me show you what's up here. We have some double dots, which means repeat. You're going to go 7E and then 7B. And rather than go, just kind of knuckle shift. Act as if you're barring. And then shift your finger up. It'll be a smoother transition. 9G, rest. And then 8-9 on the G with middle and third. And then 7B with your index. That is where the double dots are, Jim. So that's going to go twice. And then the third time, it's actually the same, but it goes. You'll add something. You're gonna add the 7 on the high E, and I would flatten the finger out, just a reverse of what we did earlier, right? But don't go. You don't want them ringing together. And then this is an E major chord, 7A, and then we need the 9th fret on the D, G, and B. You could use your 3rd finger as a bar, your 4th finger as a bar. You could use both. The 3rd to handle the D and G, the pinky to handle the B. If you wanted to cram them all in there, it doesn't matter. If these are a little too tough for you, process of elimination, maybe take off the higher string, which you can eliminate the B string and keep it a power chord with an octave, which would be 7-9-9. And in that case, you could go. But try to get it this way. So we have. Oops. Okay, then section 3, fillers. This is just the verse. The second time around, he's just using some different runs is all. Middle finger 8 on the G. It's a gliss slide, so just as soon as you pick, slide it. Don't go. Just slide up to 11, and then 3rd finger do the 11E. So. And then it'll go 9E, 12-9B, 11G, and then you'll have a rest. So it's 3 things, rest, 4 things, rest. Then take your, I'm going to do a finger change up here. Middle finger, 9B. Yeah. Middle finger 9B, first finger 8G. As soon as you pick the 8, that's another gliss slide, unless there's, well, everything will be notated there. You're going to slide instantly over to fret 4 off the 8G. Pinky 9D. There's more though, but wait, there's more. The next thing after that. 6G, slide to 8, and then jump back to 6G into a whole step bend and hold it. So. Neil Sean, man, talk about an emotional player. Just note choice and technique choice and everything is just beautiful. Okay, section 4 comes in next, and that's 214 to 250. And this is where you can start backing. The song kind of picks up here. with some chords. It's E, G sharp minor, and then I got to turn the page over. So 7, 9, 9, 9. A, D, G, B. We did this earlier. And then, if you can, kind of slide that over to the G sharp minor. It'll be... That'll be 4, 6, 6, 4, 4. So we're going to bar the 4th fret. If these are too tough, process of elimination again. Get rid of the higher strings. And if it's still too hard, get rid of the next one above it, until you can get it solid. But work towards getting them this way, you know? And that's strings 6 through 4, or 6 through 2. Page 2 is B major, and this is in section 1, the intro, the first chord we did, 7, 9, 9, 8. So we have... Yeah, see. Oops. We're going to take this in pieces. It's a double stop. Hendrix did these a lot. They're beautiful. I don't know if Neil switched pickups there or not. A lot of times players will go to the neck pickup on that. Bar the 7th fret, E and B. Hit them both, but hammer to 9 on the B. Now, Jen, this might be tough. I work with a lot of my students on double stops, and when you have to throw in these hammer techniques, a lot of times they go hammer, and then the finger gets in the way of the high E string, or whatever the secondary string is in there. You should hear 2. That's the beauty of this riff, really. Outside of the fact that every note Neil does is beauty. So, all right. So, why did I lose my place? Yeah. And then back to the 7/7. Go 8G, middle finger, slide to 6. Fingering is optional. You can change them up, but I wanted to give you a guide. 4G, 6D, 4G, hammer to 6. 4G, 6D. Hope I did that right, because I wasn't looking at the tabs that I wrote. Hold on. Oh. Back into the E chord, so. Yeah. Back to the E, G sharp minor, to B major. And then a different one this time. This one will go. Another cool one. 7/7 EB, 9B, 7E. So we have, and then this is a bend release pull off. 3 techniques and 1 little riff. 9E bend release pull off to 7, and then go 9E, 2 or 9B with finger 2, and then bar the 7th fret E and B again. So. And then a short rest, and then the 9B will slide. And just a couple steps back, you know, 4 or 5 frets. Back to the E chord, G sharp minor, B major, and now F sharp major, 2, 4, 4, 3. That's the top 4 strings. It's called F sharp major. E flat minor. 6, 8, 8, 7, starting on the A string with finger 1, 3, 4, 2. So from the F sharp major, you got this. So let me show you that. That's from the F sharp major. We did that. We did the E flat minor. Back to F sharp major. Then we're going to go to C sharp minor, and that's 4, 6, 6, 5, A, D, G, B. Strum those 4 strings. That part. Then a B/E flat, which is 6A, and then 4/4/4, D, G, and B. And it's really just a walk-up chord. You'll go 2, 3. From there, we're going to go to an E major. I don't know if you've ever played it this way. One of the cool things about playing with keyboard players, this is what I found over the years, doing all different styles of music, is you get, it's where I learned it, of course, some of these slash chords, not the guitar player slash, but taking, like, say, a B major and sticking an E flat bass on it. Just getting some different chord voicings for guitar. And Neil Sean, I mean, come on. I can go on and on about Sean. But I don't know if you played the E major like this. It's a little harder. It's using the C form. If you took this form all the way back, it's a C major, right? But most people use this fingering. We're going to compensate for the open, so we have to bar with it. So we're going to swap out the fingers. I'm just giving you an easier way to play it. 7, 6, 4, 5. Fourth, third, first, and second finger. That's an E major chord. That's the same as going or all over the place, right? And that's it for that part, okay? Section 3, no star. That'll be self-explanatory in your tabs. In place of that, you're going to do this. 7, 8, B and G. First and second fingers, slide it to 9, 9. Oops. That's filling the place of that star. Section 1, no star. You'll see that. You need your tabs to understand that. Guitar solo comes in at 3:20, and such a beautiful solo. From the year that this came out to now, I still just love listening to it. It goes. Wait a minute. Yeah, so a lot of notes just by pretty much staying in fret 14 on that C sharp. Third finger, 14B. Use a couple fingers, Jim, definitely, because we're not only doing whole step bends here, we're going to do a step and a half, which is a 3-fret bend. But start with the whole step, then stop the note, don't release it, take it back down without hearing it, pick it again with a vibrato. I suggest thumb anchored over here to work on those vibratos. Pick it again, but bend it 3 frets. So stop it and then bend another whole step. Release it and pick 12B. That has double dots. You're going to do it 3 times. So it's. Wait, try it again. Oops, yeah. And then you go, well, you don't want to do that. You don't want to do that. There's a way to get around that if I would just follow my advice there. So the third one would be (12B), 14E. You're going to bend the 14E a whole step and vibrato it. Vibratoing is difficult on bends, I noticed with a lot of my students, and it's not just my students, it's a lot of players until you reach a certain point in your playing. That's where that thumb comes into play, in my opinion, and using your wrist and backing it with several fingers. Because when you vibrato something, you reach your whole step marker and you want to vibrato like this, and a lot of times they start releasing the bend and it sounds like this. And you'll know if you hear it. Okay, then 353 goes 16, 18 on the high E, or that riff. 16, 18, 2 half step bends, and then 18, 16 E, and 2 19s on the B. So check your half step bends. Make sure that you're only bending at a half step. Let's stop there and go to part 2.